Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman coming to you from our downtown studios in Lansing, Michigan. We're going to run over to Grand Rapids right now and spend a little time with LaFleur Marketing and, of course, their CEO, Chip LaFleur. Chip, it's always good to see you, and good to see you again, actually. The last time I think I saw you, we were shaking hands, and you were the recipient of a 50 Companies to Watch designation.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's great to see you too, Chris. I appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Well, you guys did a lot to get that designation, and I hope it's been useful for you. Has it been a decent marketing piece for you to utilize?
It has been. I mean, you look at the awards that are out there, and there's so many that are just kind of pay to play, and you get a thing and you pay for an award, and this one really has meaning, and I think people see the difference there. So we're very appreciative. We're glad to have gotten that.
Well, I'll tell you, as a founder and a judge, you went through a pretty rigorous process to get that designation, so it had to be well deserved. Let's talk about LaFleur Marketing. Let's talk about kind of the genesis, how it got started, et cetera. I mean, kids don't just wake up in the seventh grade and say, "I want to be a marketer." Right?
I mean, some of them maybe, I hope, but no, I've been working in marketing for most of my career. I took a little break to get into commercial real estate, which I really loved, and I love the structure of that work. And then, of course, my timing was terrible. I got into it in 06, and then 08 happened, and I realized I had to go back and get a job. And I didn't really like the idea of having a job. Like, I like the idea of working hard, but that is different than having a job. And so I went to work for an SEO company for a few years, came back to Grand Rapids, worked for a full service agency here for a couple of years, but still held on to that. I want to do good work, but I don't want to have a job. So we started out then, and the premise kind of was to trust our team and build our team with enough structure that they would feel supported, but not managed, And so that model has really helped us to grow. We started about 7.5 years ago, just myself. I hired one person when we had 2 clients. And now we're just going past, I think, 40 employees. We continue to grow, but that premise of giving people autonomy to do their jobs, give them the space to do it, has worked incredibly well for us.
Yeah, well, so that I was going to ask you what your secret was for that kind of growth. I mean, growth is measured in a lot of different ways. People is one of those. Have you been able to maintain a decent bottom line, I guess?
We have. So, I think everyone that's run an agency will tell you that an agency looks very different from 10 to 20, from 20 to 30 and 40, and we've experienced that as well. About a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, we started to really run into the challenge of being profitable because we often would try to address problems with more management. And, I've heard, and I'm sure you have too, people don't quit jobs, they quit managers. Yeah. And so we took a hard look at that and really initiated a change back in January. I read an article on Harvard Business Review by a couple of guys out of the Netherlands who also wrote a book called Corporate Rebels. And that book just did an awesome job of kind of going through and showing a structure that is much less management dependent. And basically a team of team structures where dedicated teams work in dedicated verticals. And what that's allowed us to do now over this past year is really close that gap. So we've reduced a lot of the management structure that we've had because those teams are accountable to their own P&L. They're accountable to the goals of the client and the outcomes that the client's looking for. And so that's one of the ways that we've been able to address that, because, you're absolutely right. You add more people, that just, increases your costs, right? But when people are in a smaller group and accountable to that group, they feel a greater sense of accountability because they can affect the outcome. When you're one person of 40, your input and contribution is easy to get lost. But when you're one person out of 10, people are counting on us. And so that's been a really fun transition that our team here spent a ton of work and put a ton of thought into. And that's been helpful.
Well, I'll tell you, you've done something right, because now you're on that prestigious Inc. 5000 list. Tell me a little bit about that.
So, our marketing team kind of decided to chase that down and apply for that. And so we're really excited to get on there. I think that it's the official position is still under embargo, so we're not allowed to talk about that in particular. I think that changes in a couple of weeks here, but it's exciting to see that. It's exciting to be recognized by that. We make an effort to only chase after designations and awards that have meaning, so 50 small business, that meant a tremendous amount to us. The Forbes list, you have to qualify, and so it's exciting to see that. We are a people and relationship first organization, and so I look at our team and how they've helped us to grow to get to that point, and I'm really appreciative, to them for helping us get there.
So we got about 30 seconds. People, you talk about people, you talk about how they vest, et cetera, et cetera. Are you able to get them, or are you avoiding turnover?
I mean, we have turnover like everyone else. It stays relatively low, and people follow us around, and we have people who apply for 2 or 3 different roles until they find a way to get in. So I know we have culture committees. We put that, it's very important to us. And we do have people who look to us to try to come to work for us specifically.
Well, listen, continued good luck. I know you guys will continue to grow and continue to make more money. Don't lose view of that. All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate the opportunity.
Good to see you again. Chip LaFleur, founder of LaFleur Marketing in Grand Rapids, Michigan. You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman.